Let's look at homework exercise number 1 from section 6.2, part 2. The mathematical model W over 2 minus 3h equals 53 describes a healthy weight range for a person whose height is h inches over 5 feet. Use the formula to find a healthy weight for a person whose height is 6 feet. Notice h equals 12 because a person's height is 12 inches over 5 feet tall. Okay, how many pounds is this healthy weight below the upper end of the range shown by the table? Okay, so again, we're going to put in h is 12 because a height of 6 feet is 12 inches higher than 5 feet. So W over 2, there's the formula right here, minus 3 times the height, number of inches over 5 feet is times 3 times 12 equals 53. So now W over 2, we're going to multiply 3 times 12 is 36 equals 53. To solve for W, we can first add 36 to both sides. To get 36 minus 36 plus 36 cancels out. W over 2 equals, on the right side we get 89. It's 53 plus 36, add them together. And then to get, W is divided by 2, so we're going to multiply by 2. So that 2 over 2 is 1, or just 1 W is W, and 89 times 2 is 178. Okay, so the weight is 178. All right, that would be the healthy weight of a person 6 feet tall. 178. And the healthy weight is pounds below the upper end of the range. So upper end of the range right here for 6 feet is 184, right? So 184 minus 178 gives us a weight of 6 pounds below the upper end. Homework exercise number 2. The accompanying bar graph shows the percentage of adults in a certain city who smoked cigarettes for years selected from 1970 through 2010. The mathematical model P plus X over 2 equals 31 describes the percentage P of adults who smoked cigarettes X years after 1970. Use this information to answer questions A and B. Does the mathematical model underestimate or overestimate the percentage of adults who smoked cigarettes in 2010? Okay, so for 2010, we're looking for 2010, right? So in 2010, X is the number of years after 1970. So 2010 minus 1970 is 40. So X is equal to 40. And that's what we're going to do to put into this formula. So we're going to have P is equal to X is 40 because 2010 minus 1970 is 40 over 2, or I'm sorry, P plus 40 over 2 equals 31. 40 divided by 2 is 20, so P plus 20 equals 31. Subtract 20 from both sides to cancel the 20 on the left side, and 31 minus 20 is equal to 11. So now the model P equals says that 11% of adults smoked in the year 2010. According to the correct answer in the chart, it's 9%, right? There it is right there. So the model goes over, right? The model, we're comparing the model to the chart value. So the model gives us 11. The chart value is 9. So the model overestimates by, of course, 11 minus 9 is 2%. Use a model to project a year when only 9% of the adults in the city will smoke cigarettes. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to predict for 9%, right? So the p-value is 9. So 9 plus x over 2 equals 31. So what we can do is we can subtract 9 from both sides. So this cancels. So we get x over 2 equals 31 minus 9 is 22. Multiply both sides by 2. So the 2's cancel. And we get x equals 22 times 2, which is 44. So again, we put in we used the formula p plus x over 2 equals 31. We put in 9 because it wants to know when will the percent be 9, and we're going to solve for x. Now notice, x is 44. X is the number of years after 1970. So 1970 and 44, add them up, and we'll get the year 2014. So that means in 2014, we would expect the year, that would be when only 9% of adults smoke. Let's look at homework exercise number 3. The following formula models the relationship between temperature F in degrees Fahrenheit and the number of cricket chirps per minute C for the snow tree cricket. Use this mathematical model to find the number of chirps per minute for the cricket will make at a temperature of 85. So notice the temperature is 85, so we're putting in 85 for Fahrenheit for F, and we're solving for C, the number of chirps per minute, right? So C over 2 plus 80 equals 2 times the Fahrenheit, and we're given the Fahrenheit is 85. So C over 2 plus 80 equals 2 times 85, we know is 170. Subtract 80 from both sides. So that cancels there, so we're left with C over, what remains on the left side is C over 2. 170 minus 80 is 90. And if we multiply both sides by 2, so that the 2 divided by 2 cancels, so what remains is C. And of course, 90 times 2 is 180. So we would expect 180 chirps per minute. Again, we put in 85 into F, and then we solve the formula for C, and we got 180. Okay, here we need to set up a proportion for number 4. The volume of blood in a person's body is proportional to body weight. A person who weighs 200 pounds is approximately 6 quarts of blood. So 6 quarts of blood for 200 pounds. How many estimate the quarts of blood? We don't know. It's going to be X for a person that weighs 130. So again, X is the unknown. That's the number of quarts we want, right? So quarts over weight. So the unknown quarts for the weight of 130, and we know 6 quarts for 200. So that would be the numbers we would have to put in to set up our proportion correctly. So X is over 130, and then the quarts is 6 for a person weighing 200. Okay, so now approximately how many quarts of blood are in a person that weighs 130? Now we would cross multiply, right? So 200 times X is 200X equals 130 times 6, and then we would divide by 200, right? So we would get, so that way we get 1X or just X equals 130 times 6 divided by 200. So we'll do that on our calculator, 130 times 6 divided by 200 to get our answer. 130 times 6 divided by 200. And we would get 3.9 to 2 decimal places. It's only 1, so you can just put in 3.9 or 3.90, and either answer MyMathLab will make it correct. We'll accept it as correct. All right, an alligator, again, we'll set up a proportion. An alligator's tail length is proportional to its body's length. An alligator with a body length of 5.9 feet has a length of tail length of 6.5. What is the tail length of an alligator whose body length is 5.2? So so x is unknown, so it's tails in the numerator over body in the denominator. So the one we're given is an alligator's body is 5.9. The tail is 6.5. The body is 5.9. Again, it's tail over body. What is the tail length? We don't know, for a body length of 5.2. So there's the correct proportion. So then the x is over 5.2 equals 6.5 over 5.9 to set it up as tail over body. Okay? You just got to be consistent. All right, so if we put that in, x over 5.2, what's the tail length? Tail length is 6.5, and the body is in the denominator, 5.9. And then if we solve this proportion by cross multiplying, one cross product is going to be 5.9 times x equals the other cross product, 6.5 times 5.2. So we'll multiply those, and then we'd have to divide by 5.9. So that way the 5.9 is reduced to 1, and x will equal 6.5 times 5.2 divided by 5.9. And again, we can do that on our calculator. So we've got 6.5 times 5.2. That answer is divided by 5.9. And we get to two decimal places, 5.728. We'd round off the 8 follows the 2 in the second decimal, so we would round it up to 5.73. Okay, again, we round off here. You've got 5.728 and so on. 2 decimal places. There's the second decimal. Following the second decimal is an 8, so we would add 1 to it, round up. So it would be 5.73 for our correct answer. Okay, we're going to go ahead and stop this session here. If you have any questions, email me at tswers@hodges.edu, tswiersz, or call me at my office phone, 239-938-7805. Thank you.